In this video, I'll be reviewing all the ZWO cameras that are on the market today in 2022 for deep sky astrophotography. Let's go! Hi folks, welcome to Wido's AstroForum. I'm Wido. In this video I'll be reviewing all the astrophotography cameras for deep sky astrophotography released by ZWO in the past decade. I'll be using lots of terminologies that I've explained in another video about astrophotography cameras, so if you didn't check out that video, I highly recommend you do so first. Also, if you're interested for a camera for planetary imaging, I recommend you check out my recent video about cameras for planetary imaging. You'll find links to both videos in the description below. I have also created a table on my website so you can compare all the cameras on the various specifications I'm going to talk about in this video. You can find that table on my website astroforumspace.com/ZWO or ZWO. And I also provide a link to that table in the video description below, as well as links to all the cameras that I'm going to discuss. Finally, as there are over 300 astrophotography cameras on the market today from different brands, I highly recommend you also do your own research. So in my previous videos I explained what specifications are important when looking for an astrophotography camera, but I'll do a quick recap here. First of all, a big camera sensor with a high resolution is useful, as you're able to photograph some of the larger deep sky objects in a single picture. Now, you also want to look for a camera with a thermoelectric cooler to keep the dark current noise down in your picture. Furthermore, low read noise and high quantum efficiency are important, as this increases the capability of your camera sensor to detect and register the weak photons from your favorite deep sky objects. Also, a full well capacity that is high is important, as it will prevent blooming, and a high bit analog to digital converter will definitely help you to increase your dynamic range. Also, you want a camera that produces as little amp glow in your pictures as possible. You also need to make a personal decision whether you should go for a color or a mono camera. Now, taking and processing pictures with a color camera is much easier as compared to using a mono camera, whereas a mono camera can produce the highest quality pictures, as I've explained before in some of my other videos. However, be aware that you'll need to buy and use additional filters, and you'll have to invest more time and effort into capturing and processing your astrophotography pictures. So at the time of this video, ZWO or ZWO released a total of 7 color and 6 mono cameras that are designed for deep sky astrophotography. Now, all of those cameras are named Pro cameras. That actually means that all of these cameras, they include a thermoelectric cooler as well as a memory buffer of 256 megabytes to improve and stabilize your data transfer from your camera to your computer, laptop or other device. Now, in this video I'll be discussing color cameras first and mono cameras second. Now, I do want to mention that there is some overlap, as there are 5 ZWO cameras that are released as a color and a mono version, and these cameras share a similar camera sensor, but they do show some significant differences on other camera specifications like quantum efficiency. So in this video I will discuss them as separate cameras. Let's start with the color cameras first. ZWO has released 7 color cameras, of which 3 are below the $1,000 price range. The ASI2600MC Pro is priced at $799, the ASI533MC Pro is $899, and the ASI294MC Pro is currently priced at $999 US at the time of this video. Now, next there are 2 color cameras that are between the $1,000 and $2,000 price range. The ASI071MC Pro is priced at $1499 and the ASI2600MC Pro is currently $1999. Now, finally, the 2 most expensive color cameras are the ASI2400MC Pro at $2499 and the ASI6200MC Pro at $3999. So, let's look at the differences between these deep sky color cameras, starting with resolution and imaging scale. So let's first compare the 3 cameras below the $1,000 mark. The ASI2600MC Pro will provide you with the largest field of view at a resolution of 4144 by 2822 pixels and a pixel size of 4.63. The ASI183 and the ASI533MC will give you a smaller and a very comparable field of view with some important differences between the two cameras. The ASI533 provides a resolution of 3008 by 3008 at a pixel size of 3.76, whereas the ASI183MC Pro has a higher resolution at 5496 by 3672 with a smaller pixel size of 2.40. Now, if we assume that an ideal imaging scale for deep sky astrophotography is about 1 arc-second per pixel, the ASI183MC would need to be paired with a telescope that has a focal length of about 500mm. The ASI533MC would need to be a focal length of 775mm, and the ASI294MC would need to be paired with a telescope that has a focal length of about 950mm. The two cameras that are in the $1,000 to $2,000 price range are the ASI071 and the ASI2600MC Pro. Interestingly, the ASI071 and the ASI2600 will give you the exact same view, but at a different resolution and pixel size. The ASI071 offers a resolution of 4944 by 3284 and a pixel size of 4.78, whereas the ASI2600MC Pro has a higher resolution of 6248 by 4176 pixels and a lower pixel size of 3.76. So, when looking at the imaging scale, you'll need a telescope with a focal length of about 1000mm to get to 1 arc-second per pixel with the ASI071, whereas with the ASI2600MC Pro, you can get by with a shorter focal length telescope of about 775mm. So let's also compare the two most expensive cameras, the ASI2400MC Pro and the ASI6200MC Pro. Both cameras offer a much larger field of view than all the other cameras in this overview. And as with previous cameras, the 24MC and the 6200MC Pro, they offer the exact same field of view, but at a different resolution and pixel size. The ASI2400 offers a resolution of 6072 by 4042 pixels and a pixel size of 5.94, whereas the ASI6200MC offers a resolution of 9576 by 6388 pixels and a pixel size of 3.76. So you'd need a focal length of about 1220mm to get to 1 arc-second per pixel when imaging with the ASI2400, whereas you'll need a focal length of about 775mm to get to that same imaging scale with the ASI6200MC Pro. Let's move on and take a look at read noise and amp glow. All the ZWO cameras in this overview have a Sony IMX CMOS sensor that produces some read noise. However, over the years, ZWO and Sony have become much better at reducing that read noise. The newer camera models like the ASI2600MC Pro, the 533, the 6200 and the 2400MC Pro, they were released after 2019 and produce very low read noise. The older models like the ASI071, the 183 and the ASI294MC Pro, they show a somewhat higher read noise, especially at lower gain levels. Now let's also talk about amp glow. Now the earlier models, they still show some amp glow when taking long exposure pictures of the night sky. Now you can calibrate amp glow out of your pictures by calibrating your light frames with dark frames that have the same exposure time and temperature as your light frames. Now from 2019 onwards, however, the issue of amp glow with CMOS sensor cameras, it seems to belong to the past, as the 4 newer models, they don't show any amp glow whatsoever. Now we generally want a camera with a high quantum efficiency, a high full well capacity and a high bit analog to digital converter. All these aspects help to detect the weak light from deep space and provide a high dynamic range of deep sky objects we want to photograph. Now the QE peak of most ZWO color cameras is over 80%, which is actually excellent for deep sky astrophotography. There are actually two exceptions. This is the older ASI2600MC Pro, which reports a QE peak of about 75%, and the ASI071MC Pro with a reported quantum efficiency of about 50%. Now, moreover, the full well capacity of most cameras in this overview is about 50,000 electrons, which is good enough to prevent large blooming effects from occurring in your astro pictures. Now, one exception is the 183MC Pro, which has a full well capacity of only 15,000 electrons, and vice versa, the ASI24MC Pro reports the largest full well capacity of 100,000 electrons, as this camera also has the largest pixel size of all cameras. Finally, the analog to digital converter on most ZWO cameras is 14-bit. However, the older ASI183MC Pro offers only 12-bit, whereas the newer ASI2600MC Pro and the ASI6200MC Pro offer the highest 16-bit analog to digital converter. So what is the best ZWO color camera for deep sky astrophotography? Well, the answer is not so straightforward. In my opinion, the best value camera is the ASI533MC Pro. The 533 has a smaller and square field of view as compared to some of the other cameras like the ASI294MC Pro, but it offers a higher quantum efficiency, a lower read noise, and it doesn't suffer from any amp glow. If you're looking for a camera with a larger rectangular field of view, the ASI294MC may be a better camera for you at this price range, but it does suffer from amp glow, which can be calibrated out with dark frames. So if you're looking for a camera in the price range up to $2,000, the ASI2600MC Pro is worth the extra $500 as compared to the 071, at least in my opinion. Although both cameras offer the same field of view, the ASI2600 has a low read noise, a higher quantum efficiency and a higher full well capacity, and a better 16-bit analog to digital converter as compared to the 14-bit ADC on the ASI071MC Pro. Finally, if you're looking for the absolute best color camera that is on the market today, and money is not an issue, you probably want to check out the ASI2400MC Pro and the ASI6200MC Pro. The 6200 is the absolute best color camera as it offers an extremely low read noise and the camera has a 16-bit analog to digital converter. Now let's move on to mono cameras. So at the time of this video, ZWO offers 6 mono cameras in the Pro version. The ASI183mm Pro is the only camera that is just shy of $1,000 followed by the newer ASI533 Mono at $1,080, the ASI1600 at $1,280 and the ASI294 Mono Pro at $1,480 at the time of this video. Now, the two most expensive ZWO mono cameras on the market today are the ASI2600 Mono Pro at $2,480 and the ASI6200 Mono Pro for a whopping $3,999. Now let's compare these cameras as well, and let's start with resolution and imaging scale. So like with the color cameras, the ASI183 and the ASI533 Mono Pro offer the smallest field of view of all the cameras. The ASI183 has a resolution of 5496 by 3672 pixels and a pixel size of 2.4. Now the ASI533 Mono Pro offers a similar but square field of view at a resolution of 3008 by 3008 pixels at a larger pixel size of 3.76. Now both the ASI1600 Mono Pro and the ASI294 Pro offer a comparable wider field of view than the 183 and the 533 Pro. Now the ASI1600 Pro offers a resolution of 4656 by 3520 pixels at a pixel size of 3.8, whereas the 294 Mono Pro offers a resolution of 4144 by 2822 pixels at a pixel size of 4.63. Now the ASI2600 Mono offers even a bigger field of view than the previously mentioned cameras at a resolution of 6248 by 4176 pixels at a pixel size of 3.76. The largest field of view is offered by the ASI2600 Pro with an incredibly large resolution of 9576 by 6388 pixels at a pixel size of 3.76. Let's look at the imaging scale next. 4 out of 6 mono cameras offer a pixel size of about 3.76 to 3.8. Now, this is the 533, the 1600, the 2600 and the 6200 Mono Pro. It would take a telescope with a focal length of about 775 mm to get to an imaging scale of about 1 arcsecond per pixel. There are 2 exceptions. The 183 Mono Pro offers a smaller pixel size of 2.4, which will get you to 1 arcsecond per pixel at a focal length of about 500 mm. Now, the other exception is the ASI2600MC Mono Pro. It has a larger pixel size of 4.63, for which you'll need a focal length of about 950 mm. Interestingly though, customers asked ZWO to unlock an optional 1x1 binning option for the 294 Mono Pro that cuts the pixel size in half. ZWO developed this option for its customers on the mono version of this camera, so you can now actually get to 1 arcsecond per pixel with a focal length of about 500 mm in that new mode. The read noise of all mono cameras dropped below 2 with an applied gain of about 100 or higher, so that's pretty good. In addition, the newer models such as the 6200, the 2600, the 533 and the 294 Mono Pro, they feature a so-called high conversion gain mode. Now, this mode is automatically enabled at a gain of 100 or higher, which further reduces the read noise without limiting the dynamic range of the camera. Now, when looking at amp glow, the older models like the ASI183 Mono, the 1600 and the 294 Mono Pro, they do suffer from some amp glow. Now, this amp glow needs to be calibrated out of your astrophotography pictures with dark frames. The newer ZWO models, including the 533, the 2600 and the 6200 Mono Pro, they don't show any significant amp glow whatsoever. Now, in the absence of this and in combination with using the option of thermoelectric cooling, some astrophotographers no longer calibrate their astrophotography pictures with dark frames as they don't see the need anymore. Almost all cameras have a quantum efficiency peak of above 80%, which is excellent. Now, one exception is the ASI1600 Mono Pro, which reports a quantum efficiency of about 60%. Now, there's a clear difference in full well capacity. The ASI533, the ASI2600 and the 6200 Mono Pro and also the 294 Mono Pro, they report full well capacities of at least 50,000 electrons, whereas the ASI183 and the 1600 Mono Pro only have a full well capacity of 15,000 and 20,000 electrons. Now, when looking at the analog to digital converter, the ASI1600 Mono Pro and the 183 Mono Pro have a 12-bit analog to digital converter, the 294 and the 533 Mono Pro have a 14-bit analog to digital converter, and the 26 Mono and the 6200 Mono Pro support a 16-bit ADC. So, what mono camera would I recommend? If you're looking for a mono camera that will give you the most value for your money, then the ASI533 Mono Pro ticks most of the boxes. The camera doesn't suffer from any amp glow, the read noise is extremely low and the quantum efficiency peak is above 90%. Now, these figures indicate that the camera is extremely competent in detecting and converting the weak photons from space into a signal that will be registered by your camera sensor. Now, also the full well capacity of 50,000 electrons and the 14-bit analog to digital converter will prevent blooming effects in your astro pictures and will provide you with a very high dynamic range at a very favorable price of $1,080 US. Now, if you're worried about the square pictures produced by the ASI533 and you want a similar quality camera, then the ASI294 Mono Pro priced at $1,480 is a good alternative. The The ASI294 Mono Pro, it does suffer from some amp glow that can be calibrated out, and it offers a wider rectangular field of view. Now also the intelligent 1x1 and 2x2 binning modes are excellent if you want to switch between smaller and larger length telescopes while maintaining that ideal 1 arcsecond per pixel imaging scale. Finally, if you're looking for the absolute best ZWO mono cameras for deep sky astrophotography, then the ASI2600 Mono Pro priced at $2,480 and the ASI6200 Mono Pro priced at $3,999 are what you are looking for. Both cameras offer a much wider field of view than all other cameras, making it easy to capture large astronomical objects in just one picture. Now also, these two cameras are the only ones with a 16-bit analog to digital converter. Now, all of this combined with a low read noise, a high quantum efficiency and a high full well capacity will ensure that you will get the best quality astrophotography pictures. You do need to take into account that these larger sensor cameras are a bit heavier and also a bit bigger as compared to the other astro cameras in this overview. Please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. I hope to see you again in one of my other videos, of course, and until then I want to wish you clear skies.